Yo, what's going on, guys? I just got back from watching Black Panther Wakanda Forever. If I seem a little low energy, it's because I just got back and it's 1 a.m. But I'm gonna tell you guys what I think about the film. This will be the non-spoiler part, of course, and then I'm going to spoilers afterwards. So first thing I want to mention is the film is long. It is a 2 hour and 40-minute film, and it does a lot with that time. It is a very, very long film, and I felt it. I felt the length. I feel like in the second act of the film, around that part, there was a lot of I feel like it dragged on a bit. It felt very slow. I can't really explain exactly why that was. It was just more about like I don't know, maybe the characters involved or the situation that it was building up to. But I feel like during the second act it dragged on a bit and it felt a little slow. So, but the rest of it, I don't know. It was okay. I still feel like, man, that 2 hour and 40 minute like of film was really long. It wasn't bad though. I still kind of enjoyed it. I liked it. Let me talk about how I feel they handled Chadwick Boseman's like passing and stuff in the film because obviously T'Challa um can't be in the film because Chadwick Boseman passed away sadly. And so I feel the way they handled that was pretty good. I think that it was done very respectfully. That considering what happened and what went down, the film did it in a phenomenal way. And they make use of the time pretty well, I think, to set it up. A lot of the performances during that time where you see the characters around like reacting to said death was good, and just performances overall I think were actually phenomenal. I think the actors were really good. These are like really good actors. I think that Mbaku did good, Shuri, Okoye. I think they all did good. Just overall, I think all the actors were pretty good. Even Ironheart surprising. I think that this might be like a little bit of a little like out there for me. But I actually like Ironheart, to be honest. There were moments where I felt like it was a little, maybe a little too much sometimes. But generally, I honestly didn't mind it. To be honest, I really didn't. I could imagine some people not liking her though, for sure. I do feel like she could be a little bit more annoying. And I think her design, like in the Ironheart suit, is fucking abysmal. I think it looks really stupid for how long the film is to introduce her as well. Like she had to be there. I think she kind of had to be there. Maybe they could have found a way around it, but I don't know. Introducing her as well to the film was a lot in an already like loaded film. But I'm not entirely against it. I don't think it was like the most worst awful thing ever. It was okay. I think that the locations that are set up in this film, because obviously we get the introduction of Namor, then the villain of the film, the guy. I think it was cool. I actually liked him. I think his character motivation was pretty good. I still think that from the first Black Panther, Killmonger was, I think just more compelling and better. I think a part of that has to do with maybe like more time being spent on Killmonger and like this film just having to balance and throw so much at you. But still, I think it was good. I think he did a pretty good job. I think that the scenes where you see like the battles going down in between characters is pretty good as well. There's even like obviously you see like in the trailers and stuff, you see like these, like larger battles. I think those were pretty cool. I think they were pretty good. Cool villain. I think it was an interesting plot. It feels a little, maybe a little contrived, just like a little bit. Well, like nothing that's like out of reason or anything. Like the motivations, it's a little forced, I think, just a tad bit. Like if you think about it like a bit logically, but don't put too much logic into it. It still works. It still works. Don't get me wrong. It still works. It's fine. I think it's okay. I think it works. But I think the writing as well for the film, I don't know. I think it was good as well, honestly. Just like the character interactions and considering how much they were juggling, they did pretty good. Although I think they juggled a bit too much. Even like stuff they don't really need it to do at all, to be honest. I don't want to get into spoilers here, sorry. But there's like this like whole group that's involved. I don't know. I feel like their role could have been reduced a bit to like make for more time. But yeah, that is what it is. I enjoyed it. I think the fight scenes good, characters good, performances good, overall music good. Am I missing anything that I could call good? It's just the length. The length really makes the film drag on at parts. I'll just give you guys my thoughts, my review, my score, if you will. I'm gonna go with a 7. I think I think this film has some really good parts, like performances. I think some of the fight scenes are pretty good. There are moments where the CGI looks a little like wonky. I did notice that where it looks like a little off. That's been like a phase 4 thing recently. I've gotten used to it, honestly. Maybe like that's just like how it is now. But there was some like wonky CGI moments. But some of like the more major fight scenes really were like good. You know, even with like some of those little wonky moments in there. But yeah, overall, it's a good film. I would say for this phase of Marvel, I liked it. I liked it. It was surprisingly good, to be honest. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I'm tired, so if I seem tired, that's why. I'm gonna go into spoilers now, though. I do still wanna talk about spoilers briefly. Not gonna go into a very long one here. I am tired. I've been up for a while and just got back from the film and I'm just kind of want to sleep. But I also want to talk about the film because I think it's an interesting one for sure. So yeah, spoiler section now, guys. Have a good one. Peace out if you're here for the non-spoilers. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Like and sub if you want, if you can. Yeah. See you on the next one. Okay, spoiler people. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Anyway, okay. Let's talk about the film. I'm tired, so let me just kind of get through this. Ironheart. I want to like let's just like go. I'm gonna go through things, just random points. Ironheart. I think a lot of people might disagree. I didn't find her that annoying, to be honest. I thought she was alright. I didn't think that she was like this truly awful evil force that ruined the film. I thought that she was this light comedic humor that maybe was a little annoying sometimes, but nothing like over the top, nothing crazy, nothing that really ruined it. That was okay. It was okay. I think that the actor didn't do a bad job, and honestly, for the I don't know if she's getting a show or a movie. I think a show. Um, I don't know. I think I wouldn't be like not looking forward to Ironheart necessarily, but not looking forward to it. You know, it's just like okay. I'm willing to give it a shot. I think she did a good job. I think her introduction was done fairly well, considering how much the film did, because the film did do a lot. I think maybe even a bit too much. Throwing in the CI. Okay, okay. This is the part I didn't mention. The other group in the non spoiler section, the CIA. What did they do? Like that ass. What did they do in the film? To be honest, because I don't think they did much. Like obviously they were there, and they were like a big part of it, and they were mentioned. But I feel like for how much time they were given and how much they actually did is kind of crazy. Because I feel like we talked about the CIA so much, and I just don't think that the film needed that much. To be honest, it was oh fuck, it was so much, and I just found it to be like the more boring side of the film. But that's just me. That's just me, obviously. You know, you feel however you want about it. I feel like at the beginning, the UN meeting, that was pretty good in my opinion. I think that was kind of fun. It was really cool seeing you see her being like alpha as fuck, all that. And before then, I think that T'Challa's funeral, it was a very it was a very like the theater was very quiet. It was very somber, very sad. It was very sad to see, you know. I think that it was still handled pretty well though. It was a very it was an emotional scene, honestly. It really was. And Chadwick Boseman was a phenomenal actor, fucking great person, like really fucking cool. So yeah. It was just yeah. I don't know, I watched the first Black Panther and I just thought he was a really cool guy. It was very sad. Um, yeah. But no, I think they did a good job with that. They handled the character. Didn't I don't think they disrespected the actor with what they did or the character that he played. That was done well. The funeral scene, I think it could have been very goofy considering how like his thing was kind of levitating, how it floated away. But it wasn't. It wasn't. I think they had like the right amount of like Marvel like fantasy, we're in Wakanda, but also like more serious kind of like real world stuff in there. It was a good balance, and you could tell like by the performances as well. They were good performances, and maybe there was like a bit of realism in there, of like yeah, it was a little bit more real. But it was a very very somber and sad scene. But one that I think I'm happy they did it right. I really am. I think they did a good job with that. Okay. Now that we're let's move past that. I guess like on the tone as well. I think that Ironheart and Okoye and like some of these like lighter jokes, they landed. I liked them. Even though the film was very much more serious, I think those jokes were like sprinkled in there. A little bit of humor. It was alright. It was fun. There were some moments. I'll give it to you where like Ironheart, for example, like just did some shit like cheering or whatever in like the middle of like a war zone, like in the final fight or in the final fight. I was like, it's like I don't know, man. You're like people are dying around you and shit. At the same time, it's like people are flying around. Like I guess, ugh, whatever. It's not that big a deal in my opinion. I could see why someone would kind of be bothered by it though, for sure. But to me, it just didn't matter as much. Um, Action was good. Those like larger fight scenes where like you have like a lot of characters kind of like going at it. I think they were done pretty well. As you can tell, I'm tired. I think they were done pretty good. I think they were done well. I think the settings, the area where Namor is from. I probably should have mentioned this in spoilers. Oh, or non-spoilers. We do see Namor's like land where he kind of vibes and lives, and I think that was really cool. I think that maybe some shots were a little harder to see, and I feel like there's a lot. It's very cluttered. Like Wakanda, we get these like this opening shot, like we see this massive shot, and I feel like it's much more clear than what we got for Namor's like land. But it was still alright. We still got to see like the main parts of it. I'd see the capital and stuff. I think that was pretty cool to have that location introduced in. Even though like obviously the film is very long and having all that stuff thrown in there is a lot. That was very necessary to the film. And it gave Namor's character a lot more to relate to, I think, and maybe even sympathize with in a way. 'Cause now you see like all his stuff, you get his backstory, you get this and that, and you're like, okay. You see. The final fight scene though, in between Niamore and Shuri was pretty good honestly. I fucking that shit was raw, bro. That shit was fucking like they just fucking went at it, bro. Holy shit. It was crazy. That shit was kind of crazy. And then when Shuri got the I'm jumping around right now. Sorry about that. Oh fuck. Yeah, but that fight scene was really good. I liked it. It was a good fight scene. I think the the part where Shuri went to the astral plane or the ancestral plane, Jesus Christ, the astral plane. The ancestral plane. I think that was a good twist. Seeing Killmonger appear instead and having that like dialogue, I thought was really cool. You see that parallel. I think the parallel in between the two of them was really well done. Even though I feel like Shuri maybe went a little like too off the deep end. But I get it, you know, like mom died, brother died, fucking kingdom in shambles couldn't save them. I get it. I get it. But yeah. Yeah. I don't like how they made what I don't like how they made Wakanda kind of like seem very weak. Niamod, right? Seemed very powerful. Like obviously we do see him like him himself get his ass beat in a one-on-one when they got him in a room where they heat him up. But I don't know, we see how like he kind of just dominates Wakanda. And Wakanda is called the strongest nation on Earth. So like if they get one tap that easily and just like smoked by Niamore, then like I don't know. It kind of like ruins a bit of that like oh Wakanda is super strong, powerful, invincible, strongest nation in the world. When Niamore just comes in and just like kind of like dominates them. I get that it's vibranium versus vibranium, but I don't know. It was just a sweep to be honest. Like there were some moments, of course, where you know Wakanda got some wins, but overall it was more like of Niamore's win. So yeah, it made Wakanda seem like a bitch, which was a little disappointing to see, considering you know Wakanda's supposed to be this powerful big land, you know. But yeah, it is what it is. Not that big a deal, I don't think. Just like a little thing, but nothing that's like deal breaking, of course. That goes with everything in this film, in my opinion. I just think it was like good, done well, worth a watch. Yeah. I'm thinking if there's any like big scenes I'm missing. I mentioned a UN scene. I think that was done pretty well. Although, bro, the people next to me in the film were so annoying. Like it was in the middle of the UN speech, and she had said the first sentence, and they cut away to a different scene, and the people next to me were like chatting. They're like, "Wah, wah, 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 wah." It's like, bro, shut the fuck up. We're watching a film. Why are you talking? Why are you talking? And they're like criticizing. They're like, oh my god, is that it? And then in the next scene, we see that it's not it. She's still talking. Shut the fuck up. Unrelated to the film. Sorry. Um. But yeah, even they did stop talking eventually. By the way, it just took them like a bit of time, like 30 minutes into the film. God, that was abysmal. They just kept on talking, bro. I was nervous as fuck. I'm like, God damn, are they gonna stop talking this film? Am I really gonna have to deal with these two fuckers next to me? Like chit chat like me. Oh my god, can you believe that? God. God. Okay. But yeah. I think that goes I think that's about it. If you guys have anything else to discuss in the comments, let me know. I'd be down to have some more discussions. Maybe when I'm more awake. If I miss anything, that's honestly probably why. I'm like really like tired. But yeah. I still recommend the film if anything. And I think it was a fun one. I think that considering how lame Phase 4 has been recently, this is nice to see. This is a good film to see. Um very solid, just like a 7. 7. I'm gonna go with a 7. I know I said 6 to 7. I'm gonna go with a 7. I'm thinking about it more. A 7. I'll go in later on. I'll go back and say 7. But yeah, still very fun, still very enjoyable. Just a few flaws, drags on a bit. A bit of stuff with like CGI kind of being a little goofy, a little, you know, a little quirky. Um, but yeah, there were some moments where it did get a bit messy as well. The film, like a little messy, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't like too bad at all. But just yeah, I'm thinking about like when like kind of with the not with the I think like the cuts going from one character to another, like one like okay, we're going with the CIA. Now we're over here. Now we're over here. Like CIA, Wakanda, Namor. Now we're with the Okoye. It's like it's a lot. It's a lot. Or back. It could be a lot sometimes, but it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. I still really did enjoy the film. I know I like maybe gave it a lot of criticisms. I still thought it was very fun. So yeah, have a good one, guys. I'm gonna go sleep and well, I'm gonna edit this and then go sleep.